Hey everyone, Tony D and Little Joan here with a hot take. And this one is on Antifa. Yes, I know. Because there's big development today. Big development. I told you, Antifa, you're going to prison. They caught the ringleader of they call him the ringleader of the guys who were trying to tear down Andrew Jackson. And 4 others have been charged. I believe 4, was it 4 altogether or 4 others? I forget. Anyhow, there were 15 total suspects, so they got at least that many. And the ringleader, he's in big trouble. He's again, this is even easier for the FBI than some of the crazy mental patients they tried to frame. These people go on Facebook and Twitter and all their social media, and they blab all day how they're going to do this stuff. They brag that they're in Antifa or whatever. I mean, I could find them. You could find them. Anybody could find these people. They're on the internet bragging about it all day. You know, part of the reason I think these people are going to end up facing federal charges as opposed to state charges is, number one, some certain states and cities, they support these people, so they won't charge them. In fact, Tim Pool was just reporting that the Chicago prosecutor, the same prosecutor that cut loose Jussie Smollett, cut loose hundreds of protesters. Now, she claims there's no budget to prosecute them all, and they're going to go after just the really bad ones. So they're not cutting loose everybody, but still, there are these jurisdictions that seem to tolerate this. In Portland, Andy Ngo was reporting on his Twitter feed of all these people that were arrested for rioting and various charges, and a lot of them just got let go. They just got cut loose. Seems wrong. Seems wrong that they would be cut loose, especially considering what a wreck Portland is. They just burned down the statue of an elk, which apparently is an important statue in Portland. I don't know. I've never been to Portland. Don't plan on going now. Anyhow, they burned down a statue of an elk. I don't understand why you attack the elk statue. Are you just out of statues at this point? Was that just an easy statue to burn down? I mean, and how do you burn down a statue? I don't know. This has gotten a bit off the mark here. I mean, what next? You know, what are you going to burn down the giant clothespin in Philadelphia? I mean, would that make a statement against something? I don't understand. So anyhow, they got this ringleader, and he's going to be the face of this. And you could scream all day, "Oh, there's no real leaders in Antifa," but it doesn't matter. The FBI is going to prosecute you. And if these state and city people don't, it's going to be kicked up to federal. And the problem here is, Antifa morons, see, you get away with it in the city, then you get away with it across the state. So you think, we can't be stopped. But then you finally kick it up to the federal level by crossing a state line or going on a federal property, I guess. And then you finally get caught, and now the charges are going to be much, 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 much worse. So the city and state governments are actually enabling these people to become further radicalized, so they end up in prison longer. Not that they even care, because they're all about, the politics of it. So really, you're doing them a disservice, because if you had arrested these people, for normal, small things, maybe they would think twice as these, arrests would start to accumulate. Maybe they would go, well, geez, maybe there's a better way to go at this. Instead, you've got these people so wound up, they're committing acts of arson and these are serious charges. I mean, this guy could face 10 years at minimum. That's just for the attacking of the statue, really. Then there's going to be the cost of repairing the statue. I'm sure it was damaged, at least to some degree. because they did get the ropes around it. They could, I mean, there could be conspiracy charges. There could be all sorts of charges. I mean, and this isn't going to end. I mean, and Trump is spending even more money, which, thanks a lot, Antifa. So he's spending more money on a special task force. He's going to have them run around on 4th of July and protect statues, which, at this point, I guess it's good, but the fact that we have to have people protect inanimate objects, I mean, where the hell are we? Where the hell are we? Somebody get out a map and tell me where we are. This is just nuts. The state governments have to get their act together. They have to prosecute these people. Now, I'm in New Jersey, where, fortunately, the Antifa guys are classified as terrorists. So far, they haven't really done much here. Thankfully, we didn't have to deal with it. And again, we're the suburbs of Philly and New York, so they kind of seem to focus there. But Philly, New York, you guys got to turn this boat around. I mean, this is ridiculous. Are you going to let these people tear down every statue of every person for something that happened centuries ago? Christopher Columbus, and I'm going to defend Columbus. Christopher Columbus is more than just a guy. He was a symbol for Italian Americans in this country. He was a symbol of their heritage. He was considered a great man by the general public, and because he was Italian, the Italian Americans, who were the immigrants at that time, this is late 1800s to about 40s and 50s, before Italians were completely integrated in society, it was important for immigrants to have Columbus, because it was like, you can accept me because I'm Italian, like Columbus. You know who Columbus is, right? Oh yeah, he discovered America. Okay, yeah. You've contributed to America. You're awesome, immigrant. So that was the kind of deal. Now, I know Columbus was not perfect. He did show up and, was thinking about taking some slaves, and I think he took some, and he, but so did a lot of people at that time. So in order to set that bar, you're basically erasing history. You're erasing all history, really, because everybody took slaves prior to a certain age. The United States was, I think, the last country to end it, but there's still slavery going on. We don't condone it anymore. We don't run it. I think we should concentrate on eliminating slavery from the world before we start arguing over the people in the past who engaged in slavery, which was considered a trade at the time. It was just something people did. And that goes back to ancient times, and people were slaves. They were. I don't like slavery, but you have to acknowledge history. And if you're going to stand there and tell me, well, we need to change history, we need to reset, that's just a bunch of Marxist dogma that makes no sense. Because those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it, dummies. So stop being dummies, please. Stop tearing down statues. Get out of Antifa. Get out now. Destroy all your accounts. Destroy the hoodie. Destroy the bandana. Forget all those idiots that you used to hang out with. Get out now, because if you don't, there's going to be a knock at your door, and the feds are going to be there, and they're going to arrest you. And mommy and daddy aren't going to be able to talk to the local sheriff or police chief for you. Federal charges. Federal charges. That means prison and a federal penitentiary. Much tougher than a county lockup. Much tougher. And you're not going to get to go to the super happy white-collar criminal jail. No. The one where they get out at night and can sleep at home, or they get to watch TV and exercise and golf. No, you're going to that other prison, like the prison that was in Oz prison. So I'm telling you to get out now, because if you stay in, at some point it's just going to be too late, and you're going to have a lot of years to remember this video and go, why didn't I listen to that weirdo with the bandana?